was Saturday night. I turned the TV on just to see what was going on. You'd been gone a while, didn't hear from you. I just want to know if you're safe and sound, 'cause I want to know if you made it out or if you're caught up in the mess. So tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna lose you. It ain't easy 'cause I know I'm not with you. But tell me, are you okay? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't know what I'll do.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Healing Connection. I am your host, Joe McBride, and today we're going to talk about the daily reality of caregiver spouses and the strength you don't get credit for. I know this one may be a bit longer, but it needs to be done. Caregivers and spouses do not get enough credit, and I want to empower them as well. They have worked for it and still work at it today. We're going to talk about spouses and caregivers, sometimes the same person. I have done many episodes on veterans and first responders, but nothing on the other side, and I'm sorry for it. I'm sorry it also has taken me this long to actually do one. I will try to do better. Today's episode is for the spouse and caregivers, the ones who keep showing up, even when it's hard, even when they're tired, even when nobody is clapping for them. If you're listening as a caregiver, spouse, I want you to hear this right away. This episode is about you. Not you as an add-on. No. Not you as the background, but you, your daily load, your mental strain, your love, patience, your fear, your strength. If you ever want to reach out, you can email me at cooljoe77@heroobjective.org. And if you're in a moment where you need support right now, please call or text 988. It's free, it's confidential, and it's available 24/7. Somebody else you can reach out to in case you need to. If you're a veteran, we already know what the veterans can do is press 1. We know that. I also want to say this. Caregivers hit the wall too. If you're thinking, I can't keep doing this, that's exactly the moment to reach out. Not after it gets worse. All right, let's talk about what caregivers deal with in a way that sounds like real life. The invisible job nobody trained you for. Caregiving spouses wake up every day and step into a role nobody gave them a manual for. You didn't get trained for how to respond to nightmares, how to de-escalate a panic response, how to manage unpredictable moods, how to hold on boundaries without making your partner feel rejected, how to keep home peaceful when the nervous system inside the home is still on duty. You didn't sign up to become a scheduler, a paperwork expert, benefit navigator, medical coordinator, emotional safety officer, and sometimes a human shield between stress and the rest of the family. And yet, here you are. A lot of caregivers aren't struggling because they don't love their individual, their person. They struggle because loving their person means carrying a load that changes shape every single day. Real life caregiver moments. Sleep, mornings, and the first 10 minutes, let's talk about morning. Some caregivers wake up and the first thing isn't the thought of coffee, it's How was the night? Did they sleep? Did they have nightmares? Are they already irritated? Is today a good day or a landmine? And sleep is a bit. Caregivers learn what different kinds of nights mean. The restless flipping, the sun sitting up, the sweating, the yelling, the quiet that heavy the quiet that feels heavy, the wake up moments that are not really a wake up. It's more like coming back from somewhere, and you might be lying there thinking, I want to help, but I also need sleep. But if I fall asleep, what if they spiral? That's not regular tired. That's caregiver tired. And then morning hits. A life doesn't pause. Kids still need breakfast. Work still happens. Bills still exist. And if you're trying to make the house feel normal while your nervous system is already embracing, hey, that's a tough way to start your day. Public faces versus home faces. Here's the thing caregivers know that most people don't. Sometimes your veteran or first responder can hold it together for the world. They can be polite, they can be funny, they can be professional, they can look perfectly fine at work and in public and at family events. Then they get home and it's like the armor drops and everything spills out. And caregivers are standing there like, okay, showtime, not because you want to be on duty, but because home is where the mask comes off. So if you ever thought people don't see what I see, you know what? You're probably right. And that can feel isolating because it makes you wonder, am I crazy? Is it really that bad? Why does nobody understand? Let me tell you, you're not crazy. You're seeing the real cost of the fight. Real life caregiver moments, part two. Walking on eggshells and tone monitoring. Let's name some things caregivers almost always do. You monitor tone, not in a controlling way, in a survival way. You learn to read the way they shut the car door, the pace of their footsteps, the way they answer what's wrong, the look on their face when plans change, the kind of quiet that means I'm okay versus the quiet that means don't poke this bear. And if you're listening and thinking, that's me, then you know what? You know what it's like living with a weather system. You're always checking the forecast. You might find yourself thinking, if I bring this up, will it start a fight? If I ask for help, will they shut down? If I say the wrong thing, will they spiral? Do I speak or do I keep the peace? That's where the phrase walking on eggshells come from. And it doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you're trying to protect the relationship. Caregiver permission slip. If we go any further into this, I want to give you something simple but powerful. If you're a caregiver, spouse, listening to this, I'm handing you a few permission slips today. Yes, you get these permission slips just for you. Not because you need my permission, but because I know many of you have been denying yourself these basic truths for quite some time. So here we go. Permission slip number one. You have permission to be tired. Being tired doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you've been carrying a lot. Permission slip number two. You have permission to need help. You are not supposed to do this all alone. And asking for help is not weakness. is wisdom. Number 3, you have permission to set boundaries. Boundaries are not punishments. They are what protect love from turning into resentment. Number 4, you have permission to take a break without guilt. Rest is not quitting. Rest is refueling. 5, you have permission to feel more than one thing at the same time. You can love them deeply and still feel lonely. You can be proud of them and still feel overwhelmed. You can be strong and still need support. Number 6, you have permission to have joy, to laugh, to have a good day, to do something that's just for you. Joy is not disrespectful to the struggle. Joy is part of survival. And here's the last one. This one really matters. Number 7, you have permission to be seen. You're not just a spouse. You're not just the caregiver. You are a person with a heart, with limits, with value. And what you do matters more than you probably realize. So take these permission slips and put them in your pocket. And when that caregiver guilt shows up, because it always tries, pull one out and remember, you matter too. But here's the cost. When you walk on eggshells too long, stop walking like yourself. Real life caregiver moments. Part 3. Cancellations, isolation, and carrying the social burden. Another daily thing caregivers deal with is the constant change of plans. You might get ready, emotionally ready, and then at the last minute, it's, I can't go. Not today. Too many people. Too loud. I don't feel right. And the caregiver spouse is left doing the social math. Do I go alone? Do I cancel again? Do I tell the truth? Do I make excuses so people don't judge them? Do I protect their privacy while also protecting my sanity? Caregivers often become the gatekeeper between the outside world and the home. And slowly, without meaning to, your world can shrink. Not because you don't love your person, but because it feels easier to avoid disappointment, the tension, the questions, the stares, and that shrinking is where loneliness grows. The emotional load, grief, guilt, and love all at once. Let's talk about what caregivers feel but don't always admit. Sometimes you miss who they used to be. Sometimes you miss who you used to be. You might feel grief, but you hide it. You might feel guilt for being tired because you think they went through worse. But here's the truth. Caregiver pain doesn't compete with veteran pain. It exists alongside of it. Two truths can live in the same house. Your person has been through trauma, and you have been impacted by that trauma too. If you ever felt like you're not allowed to have these needs, again, I want you to hear this. You are allowed to have needs. You are allowed to feel tired. You are allowed to ask for help. And it doesn't make you weak. It makes you honest. Why caregivers matter so much. The main role. Now, let's talk about the role you play. Because you asked me to highlight it. And you're right. Caregivers are not side characters. They are often the steady ground. You are the person who notices the early sign, encourages treatment, helps with medication routines, creates safety in the home, keeps routines for the kids, keeps the family moving during hard seasons, carries hope when the person can't feel it. And a lot of the time, you do that without getting credit. But because your role is major, because healing isn't just what happens in therapy, healing happens in the way home feels, the safety of relationships, the steadiness of routines, the ability to come down from high alert, and caregivers influence that environment more than anyone you could think of. Not because it's your job to fix them, it's not, but because your presence has power, uplifting, and practical tools. Care for the caregiver. I want to give you something else, something positive, something you can use. Tool number one, the I matter too daily sentence. Once a day, even if it feels silly, say it. I matter too. You can stand in the mirror and say it. You can put your phone on camera and flip it around and talk to yourself in that. Heck, if you want, you could even talk to Alexa and tell her you matter too, because caregivers forget that too. The 60-second body rest. Feet on the floor, exhale slowly, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders a little. You'd be surprised how often caregivers live physically embraced all day. Number three, boundary phrases that protect love. Try, I love you, I'm on your team, and I'm going to take a deep breather and come back. I can listen, but I can't be yelled at. We can talk about this when we are calmer. I want to support you, but I need support too. Boundaries aren't rejection. They are relationship protection. Number four, build a two-person truth circle. You don't need 20 people. You need one or two safe ones. Sometimes you can say, I'm not okay today, because isolation will make you feel like you're the only one living this life. Guess what? You're not. Speak directly to caregivers. I see you. Let me speak directly to you now. Caregiver and spouses, I see you. I see you staying calm when your heart is racing, cleaning up the emotional mess after a hard moment, trying to protect the kids, trying to love your person without losing yourself, putting it together in public and crying in private, feeling guilty for needing rest, still showing up anyways. You're doing one of the hardest jobs there is, loving someone through the aftermath, and you deserve recognition, not just for what you do, but for who you are. Now, I want to speak to the veterans and first responders. Here's an appreciation challenge. If you're a veteran or first responder and you're listening, say this. Your spouse is not just there. They are carrying weight you may not fully see. So here's your challenge. Say something simple today. Thank you. I know this is hard on you. I appreciate you. I'm glad you're here. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be genuine, not a fly by night thing. Actually look at them and tell them. Make sure they are looking at you, because caregivers can survive a lot, but being unseen is what breaks them down over time. And that's why a lot of the caregivers have a high suicide rate, because we, as veteran and first responders, forget to tell them I appreciate you. Thank you. I really do. If you want to reach out to me, again, here's my email. It's at cooljoe77 at heroobjective.org. You can drop me a line. You can say hi. You can say what you thought about this podcast. And I encourage you to listen to other ones so you can have other insights, more tools in your backpack. And again, if you need somebody right now and don't have time to wait, please call or text 988. It really is confidential. It really is free. It really is somebody right there wanting to hear what you have to say and talk with you. What I wish people would say to caregivers. All right, as I get ready to land this plane, this is something that I want to add at the end because there are things I believe caregivers deserve to hear more often. If you're a spouse or caregiver listening, I want you to imagine sitting across from someone who isn't judging you, who isn't rushing you, who isn't giving you advice you didn't ask for, just someone who finally gets it. And here's what I wish people would say to you. I see how much you do, not just the visible stuff, rides, appointments, schedules, keeping the house together, but the invisible stuff too. The emotional awareness, the constant adjusting, the worrying you carry quietly. You don't have to explain why you're tired because caregivers tired is different. It's not just physical. It's a kind of tired that comes from always being on alert, always reading the room, always trying to keep things steady. It's okay to love them and still struggle. You can love your veteran, a first responder, with your whole heart and still feel overwhelmed, still feel lonely sometimes, still miss out the easier days. It doesn't make you ungrateful. It makes you real. You are not selfish for needing time. Caregivers often feel guilty for wanting a break, a walk, a quiet moment, a day without friends, a nap, but wanting to breathe doesn't make you selfish. It makes you heal. You shouldn't have to carry this alone. You deserve support. You deserve people who check on you. You deserve a space where you don't have to be the strong one every minute. You're doing better than you think because caregivers tend to measure themselves by the hardest moments, the arguments, the shutdown, the panic relapse, the bad nights. But I also want you to count the moments that you don't get counted. The way you stayed calm, the way you protect the kids, the way you de-escalate, the way you keep showing up, the way you keep loving without losing humanity. That counts. And here's the biggest one, and this is the one I wish every caregiver and spouse hears clearly. You matter too. You say that again. You matter too. Your mental health matters. Your sleep matters. Your peace matters. Your dreams matter. Your friendship matters. Your body matters. Your joy matters. You weren't put on this earth just to carry someone else's pain. So if nobody has told you, please let me be the one to tell you right now, at this very moment. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. You are valuable. You are making a difference. And you deserve to be seen, supported, and cared for. Not later, now. All right, my friends. I want you to know I will always have your six. And until next time, be safe, strong, and keep moving forward. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
'Cause I